Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Guy in His Garage. My name's Cam, and today we're going to be finishing up the challenge coin flag holder for the guys over at DHART. First thing we got to do is we got to take the razor blades out that we use to split the grain. Then we got to screw all the boards back together. And then what we'll do is we'll take a stencil that I have, we'll lay out and trace out our stars, and then we'll actually go inside, get on the computer, and draft up the actual logo on the computer, get that printed out, and maybe get that traced out onto the flag before I have to go to work. And then after work, we'll come back and we'll actually start carving out all the stars until we're done. Let's get to it. Okay, so we got our sections that we have the razor blades on that we use to split the grain so that we could do our union and our red and white stripes. So what I'll usually do is I'll take another razor blade, and on the back side where our blue is, usually you end up with a buildup of the stain. And if you try to just pull the blade out, sometimes you'll actually rip it and pull the stain or damage the wood. So what I'll usually do is I'll take another razor blade and I'll just score right up against the blade that is in the wood. And that'll typically help prevent from there being any tearing. I don't know why it usually only does it on the blue side, doesn't ever really do it on the red. So now we have our razor blades out. What we'll do is very similar to how I put it together initially. Is I'll take a couple sections and we'll use our clamps. Now what makes it tricky is because we have the shelves, obviously as you see there's really no good way to get these to line up. So normally what I'll actually do is I will leave it like this, make sure everything's lining up nice and pretty, and clamp it from the back, well, really the front. I'll flip it over and I'll feel the front side to make sure that we have nice alignment and that everything is relatively smooth and level. And then we'll start putting screws back in it. Just like that, the first section. It's back together. That's what we got. I will go back and I'll use a Q-tip and I'll stain these ends red. That way there you just don't have these random white pieces sticking out and not looking pretty. All right, so now I'm gonna put you guys in a time lapse. We'll get this knocked out real quick. Realizing we made an oopsie. I didn't stain the underside of all the shelves. Well, poop. Quick fix. Gotta love a good old classic cup of Folgers instant coffee at 5 o'clock in the morning. And of course, a Buc-ee's cup. If you've never been to Buc-ee's, go to Buc-ee's. It's amazing. Make sure you try their brisket. But anyways, so now that we've fixed that mess up, luckily our red stain is a 1 hour stain, so it should be dry enough to where if we go in the house, do the computer work we need to do for this, and come back out, it should be dry enough that we can screw it all back together and then do all of our stenciling, hopefully within the next hour, maybe. So let's go in the house, get in the office, and do that computer work, because everybody loves computer work. No, I don't. Okay guys, so we're down here in the office. Not sure what's going on with my monitor and why it isn't full screen, but we'll figure that out later. So right now I actually have a folder pulled up to where typically I put all of the different logos that I engrave onto the flags into. To be completely honest, I thought I didn't save the one for DHART due to the fact that it was kind of a one-off flag and I wasn't expecting to make another one. But luckily, previous me is saving future me, or I should say current me, because it appears I did save it. But let's open it up and see what it does. Would you looky there? So it's honestly pretty simple, guys. It's just D, 2 arrows, and then ART. That's literally it. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, they're just word boxes and then 2 arrows that I pasted in here. So now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and just print this out. So now that we have our logo, as much as I want to just go put it on a flag and get it done, as you guys saw, we have to at least give that stain about an hour to dry. Otherwise, if we go to screw it together, if any of that red, it could possibly seep into the blue or even the white portion of the other boards. So we got to make sure that we give that time to dry before we go to screw it together. So I'm going to wait about a half hour and then we'll go out and see how dry it is. If it's dry enough to where I feel comfortable screwing it together, then that's what we'll do, and we'll keep pushing. Okay guys, so it's been over a week since that last little bit of footage you just saw, and like I was saying there, I just got back from the field. I really had to focus on some other personal projects, like getting the lawn cut. That took well over 2 days after work just to get that not to look like a hayfield. So I actually have to bring this flag to New Hampshire tomorrow afternoon. Right now it is Thursday, May 29th. So I'm literally leaving work tomorrow, driving to New Hampshire Friday, and giving this to the flight crew first thing Saturday morning and then driving back. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the boards all screwed back together. We'll get our stars traced out, our logo traced out, bust out the Dremel, and knock this baby out. Okay guys, as you can see, we now have our flag put back together, looking pretty solid. So now what we need to do is we actually need to take our stencil, line it up with our union. But what we also need to do is I need to go grab the piece of paper that has the DHART logo and bring it out here so that we can lay it out in here and figure out which stars we're going to trace out But as I was saying, we have to figure out which stars we're tracing out. So I'm gonna go grab that real quick, be right back. Okay guys, so I got the piece of paper, I cut it out. And based on the last flag I did, this is the layout that we need. So what I'll actually do is I'm gonna tape all of this in place. That way there, I can go around, trace out the stars real quick, and then line our dart back up. And what I'd use is I'll actually take an X-Acto knife and I'll trace out the letters onto the wood, and then we'll go back with the Dremel to start etching everything out. You know, right now I'm really realizing I need another light above this workbench because this is probably pretty dark for you guys to see. But I don't know if you guys noticed, there's a box sitting behind me that's got a solution to that. I just haven't gotten to it yet. But this is my X-Acto knife kit. Not the fanciest of kits, but you know, Harbor Freight pulls through most of the time. So simply what I do, guys, is I just take an X-Acto knife. Don't know where this came from, but you know, we'll just stick that back in there. I'll just take an X-Acto knife and I trace out our letters and such, and then I'll go back with a super fine point on my Dremel. It's a little burrowing. It's a little sanding ball thing on a stick that goes inside the Dremel, okay? Don't. All right? I might English, but I don't English well. So we'll go ahead, get this knocked out. Okay guys, just like that, everything's traced out. So now what I'll do is I'll change our bit in here. So we'll grab this and our little wrench, which is right here. Pop that guy out. Grab our bigger bit. And what I'll do now is I'll just go back through all the stars and get all these center pieces out, and then same thing with all the lettering and the logo. Let's do it. Alrighty guys, just like that, the flag's done. So now the last thing to do is put this in the car and start driving to New Hampshire tomorrow. We'll see you then. Alright guys, it's Saturday morning. I'm actually already up here in New Hampshire, and we're getting ready to head over to the Dartmouth hangar that's about 10 minutes away from here. So once we get there, I'll bring you guys back and let's get this flag handed over to these guys. They've been waiting quite a while for this thing, so hope they like it. Also picked them up some donuts. These are some big freaking donuts, guys, like big honkas. Can I say that on YouTube? I don't know, but they're big donuts and they look fantastic. But I'm gonna start headed that way. Let's get going. All right guys, just like that, we're pulling up now. So if you guys don't remember from the original post or the original video from when I started this flag, Dartmouth is a company that runs and manages hospitals. They offer ambulances, specialized ambulances for high-risk patients, long transports, but they also have med flights. So they have two different helicopters. One's located here, one's located much further north.
The one further north, a buddy of mine from college, he works at that one. I built a flag for him some months back. The guys down here saw it. They wanted one. He put them in contact with me. So that's why we're bringing it here to these guys. They actually want to do some photos and stuff with the bird and the flag and everything else. So let's get to it.
And just like that, guys, we have completed the challenge coin holder flag for DHART. Those guys really appreciate it. It was a super cool opportunity, one, to be able to make the flag for them and that they have a pair of them, but two, to be able to actually go to the hangar, hang out with those guys for a little bit, get to walk around and talk to them about the birds. I didn't really show you guys too much while we were at the hangar. Got you guys a quick little video of the bird and a photo of the crew that was there that day. One of the guys actually in there is one of my buddies from college. But super cool opportunity. Hopefully we'll hear from them again soon. Who knows, maybe somebody will want a personal one for the house or something. But hey, this is Guy in His Garage. My name's Cam. If you like this type of content, hit that thumbs up button. Maybe even subscribe to the channel. Either way, I appreciate you guys coming out, checking out the videos. Those of you that keep coming back, greatly appreciate it. Till then, catch you guys on the next one. Later.